Welcome to tonight's episode of Beyond Focus TV. I'm Lydia Patel, and as always, I have a very special guest for you, Mercedes Narcisse, community advocate. She'll be with us here for the next 30 minutes, so stay with us. You're watching Beyond Focus TV. Beyond Focus TV allows you to discuss contemporary topics affecting the Caribbean people on both a national and local level. The show features informed guests who offer insight, debate, and evaluate various issues. Beyond Focus TV builds on the station's mission to provide useful information to the Caribbean people in New York and abroad. Beyond Focus TV, where our viewing audience can get educated, informed, and empowered. Welcome back. You're watching Beyond Focus TV. I'm Lydia Patel. Like I said, I have a very special guest for you, someone who's no stranger to the Beyond Focus family, Mercedes Narcisse. Welcome to the program.
Thanks. I'm happy to be here.
Well, I think we have to take a moment to just kind of touch upon the fact that we are here, we are safe, we survive. I want to say we survived COVID, but there's a potential second wave coming. But to the moment, we are able to be here in studio. It's one of our first episodes back since having to pause for COVID. And you're our first guest. So
I'm happy to be here.
We're starting it off with you.
We are live.
We're live. We are well. I hope everybody at home is doing well.
Yeah.
We'll touch upon that a little bit later. But for those who may not be familiar with your huge body of work and stuff in the community, let's kind of take a step back and just kind of rewind a little bit and tell them about your story, a little bit about your background and how you got to this point.
Ever since I was in high school, I'm always active, being part of different organizations. I like to organize. I love talking to people and do the right thing by folks, and that's how I started. And then I took interest in politics because one thing I have realized that economic and politics work together.
Yep.
So if you have your hands on both in your community, you definitely will do better. So I started getting involved in serving the people. And then, of course, I became a nurse. When I became a nurse, I got more involved. I became part of a Democratic club in the area. And later on became the president. And that's what I do. I love making sure that my community is doing well. A healthy community. That's the dream that my father had, to move to the community where I am. So that's what I've been doing, being the nurse entrepreneur, starting my business in the community. I had medical and surgical supply for over 15 years. I got involved in social daycare, which my seniors probably watching. So that's what I do, being involved. Past president of 41st Assembly District Democratic Club, past president of Avenue L Merchant Association, past president of Can I See by Choice. So I work on cease and desist. I work on a lot of projects throughout the years, and anything that happened in my community, I'm present. I just enjoy serving my community. That's who I am.
No, for sure. And it's been a lot of, those are great things that you have. That's why I said you have a huge body of work that you've done collectively over the years. But not only in that realm, you're a mother of four, which is insane and mind-blowing to be a mother of four, full-time nurse, and trying to do all that together. What has been the one thing that you would say kind of kept you stable, that kind of kept everything together during that time?
The belief that I have that we each here for a purpose, and I've been blessed by the Creator to have the energy. Not everybody can do certain things, and sometimes people ask me how many hours I have in my day. I don't even know. I just keep on moving, and to me, I have the mind to organize things. Even I'm working on one project, I can work in that project and be able to think about the next project. I don't know how I do it. Sometimes I'm like, okay, it's a fun thing. But I think it has to do with the passion to serve. That's what keeps me going. I have the energy and the passion to do the things, like the caring. Yeah. And
if you love serving, then, of course, the nursing field was great. How many years were you actively practicing nurse?
Oh, I did. I still practicing. What are you talking about?
That's true.
During the pandemic, I volunteered.
Yes.
Saturday, I was in the OR.
Yes.
So, yes.
Still actively practicing. I have the other hat on that you're like, okay, it's the politics now. But then you put the scrubs on, too.
I still volunteer overseas, by the way.
Yes.
I go overseas at least twice a year. And we have a school in Haiti as well. I got involved, and then we have to do the care for the kids when we get there, making sure that everybody's having good health besides education in Haiti as well. It's still practicing. I mean, sometimes I think that I'm not.
It's like you forget you have your job.
I do not actually do it as a paying process anymore. I do more likely volunteer process. Yes. Because it takes a schedule, and to the level that I can say I do nursing almost every day, because I have to talk to people. I have to talk to my clients, my seniors, if they have any problem. I do the assessment. That's nursing, by the way. Yes.
That is nursing.
Yes, that is nursing. I still do it.
Even though you're not on the official schedule.
Yes. I didn't. Administrative part is there, but yet if they have the needs, because I'm a nurse, I kind of step up and do what I have to do.
I love it.
I review the medication. I still do that. Yeah.
That is great. Kind of during the pandemic, what would be the one thing that you said or you think you have learned during this?
Support each other. How when you're giving people support, how you can benefit from it as well, and seeing that we were all scared because it's the fear of the unknown. We don't know what's going on. We all scared about our lives, what's going to happen if we're going to die. And I think having that fear kind of like bring us together closer. Mm-hmm. And I learned that during anything, if we put our self together, our heads together, we can overcome. We can overcome big things. Yeah.
Do you think it was kind of a long overdue? How do I frame this? You know how they were every day at 7 o'clock, they were cheering for the healthcare workers. Why do you think it took only a pandemic for us to recognize what they do? Because they didn't do anything different than they haven't been doing before. And I have a lot of people in the medical field are like, they appreciate it, but they're like, our job didn't actually change because we're still serving and doing everything the same way. Yes, they are risking their lives. But I think this was really like the cherry on top of how important, really what became essential and what was not essential.
The thing about it is just like knowing that you go into a place where you can lose your own life, and then some of them did.
Yeah.
I think that's what opened a lot of people that's not in healthcare practice. By the way, I've been through a lot, and I remember the first time I got stuck with the needle with the HIV when everybody was afraid of HIV, and I was very young. I was a young nurse, probably 20, 24 that time, or 23. It's just like everybody thinking about that I'm going to die or something. For me, I was concerned about the clients, how he was so scared that he's going to kill me. I was more likely thinking about how can I make him comfortable. Not worried that I have little kids and I was nursing a child. It's just like the oath that we take as a nurse. It makes us think differently. But a lot of people not thinking that way because they think about my life first. But nursing is never about you. If you're a nurse and you're thinking about you to make a decision, the right decision for a client, whether it's a pandemic, any infectious disease, because HIV, everybody was afraid, but the doctors were afraid, but the nurses, we had to do what we have to do. I volunteered to get on the HIV team because I realized everybody, just like I said, how would I like to be treated if something like that happened to me? So for nursing, it's always about other people, and doctors too. Let me say frankly, because I volunteer overseas, the places that we go over the mountain, places that we don't have no idea where we're going. So it's always about the people first, and it's the most for nursing. Since I'm a nurse, I'm going to tell you, is the highest ethical job that you can get.
Absolutely,
yes, and it's very rewarding. Yes.
Well, hold that thought. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back. You're watching Beyond Focus TV. Stay with us. You're watching Beyond Focus TV. I'm Lydia Patel. So Mercedes, we're saying, you took the oath. It's an upstanding thing. And a lot of us really this definitely opened my eyes, not just in the medical field, because I always kind of, my mother was a nursing assistant, you know what I mean? She worked directly in that same field. When you work in nursing homes and all that, you're directly exposed. So I always had a different understanding. But I found it very interesting is all those top CEOs and all those big people who in their mind and in their field thought they were essential. The real essential workers were the store people. What were traditional blue-collar, low-grade immigrant jobs. People from our community were the ones on the front line all the time.
All the time.
What's your take on that? Because you are in the community, you help find employment for everyone, and to see a lot of our people all of a sudden become so important.
They're always important to me. So I never underestimate that, because I always wonder about if this service stopped, what would happen? I always thinking deep on different things. So to me, it was about time. It was a overdue things for the other folks that not in the field to acknowledge the importance of the services that they're getting. Whether the person deliver the food, that's why I'm always giving tip high, to always taking conscious of things that happen around me. A lot of people just like thinking about themselves. But for me, thank God to my grandmother, always opened my eyes in different things. Since I was 5 years old, I would be going to the farm to serve food to the workers, to the farm. I mean, the people that farming for my grandmother that's in the farm. So she always make me think about things, make me think deep about things, which is the same thing that I do for my own children as well. It's just always processing things, what the person is doing for you, the person that cleaning your house, the person that babysitting for you. I'm always part of people that surround me. I'm always deep in their lives. I want to know how they're doing, the children doing. So I never take that for granted. And I'm very pleased to see that it takes a few folks to realize, to be with me on the same page, that to acknowledge and appreciate people that serve you. So I hope many more will do too and continue, not during the pandemic, but after the pandemic.
For sure, absolutely. So
let's value where value belongs.
Absolutely. So let's talk about 2021 that's going to be coming up. I know somebody signs up and is doing some great things. We're going to see you back on a ballot.
Yes. I'm pretty excited. Let me tell you, wherever I go, like now, at first, when I first introduced myself, by the way, I had 6,000 votes. That's what gave me the passion, and I have the compassion to serve. So when I started talking to people, they told me, you're going to have to do this. And I'm like, yeah, I want to do it. But I was scared a little because I was like saying, oh my God, I never fail in things, by the way. And failing this, like not being elected and try, I was like, oh my God, what did I do? But little did I know that the more that the regular folks that in power threatened by you being president there, that's a good thing. Because that's mean, like I said, I will take it to the level of Shirley Chisholm for real. I cannot be bought by anyone. I have done work throughout my career, throughout my life, that I'm able to sustain myself. So if I'm going to politics, if it's not able to serve people, I cannot do that, I don't want to be in office. And I said that at the beginning. And I meant it, and in every day, I want to serve the people. I don't want to bluff the people. I don't want to come to say I'm going to do things and I'm not doing anything. So I'm so excited for 2021. 2021 will show us really what the community is about. You know, how they're going to choose who they want to represent them. So it's not going to be a clique of folks decided who. And if you in your community, you have to take part. You have to hold on to things that matter the most to you. Who's going to do this for you? Who live in the district? Who's vested in the district? Who has the heart, the passion, and the compassion to serve? So I'm not concerned because I realize the conversation turn around big time. And 2021 will be great, and I would be the next city council to serve my community that I love so much. I
love it. And, we're saying offline, sometimes they put other people from the community to switch the ballot a little bit.
They do things. They do things, and I have learned from experience. But this time around, it's the whole community at large that will be defending the community with me. And I'm not scared at all because I'm ready to give it all to my community because I was able to raise... The community did so much for me, let me tell you. I've been there since I was 17. They've been part of me become a nurse. And then after I became a nurse, I served in my community. When I had to open my business, I could have opened it anywhere else. I started right there in my community, on the same avenue where I actually live, in the commercial part of it. I've been president of almost every organization. Whenever I get to an organization, I have to be afraid because I always end up to be the president. They always nominate me, even I don't want to.
I know. It's like,
so I'm excited for 2021. 2021 is going to be 51 city council member, and I intend to be a one that really have my people's voice, my people's back, my people, like the voice of the people.
What are the key things you really want to have in effect that you think need to be implemented, that the community needs? Key things, you get elected, because we're going to put it out.
A center for my people, because a center where can address everybody's needs. Some people think like it's only Haitian that have immigration problem. Until I started getting involved in immigration,
Trinity people have immigration problems.
When I was in the senator's office, is everybody have immigration. And some folks think that is only because right now, as we speak right now, I have my kids, one of them that goes to Juilliard, and have friends that's from Israel, different places, and they have an issue. They're scared going back home because they don't know, because the president has said people can take classes online, and now they go in there, they're scared. So immigration is for everybody. I want to address it. I have to see a big center functioning in my community. After school program, how many parents cannot tackle that? So having a center that can address all those issues. Somebody needs information to start a business. I sat down many times to do business plan for others. And how many people can do a business plan? And in our community, we know economic and politics work together, and small business is a backbone of a community.
Yep.
So who's advocating for that in our community?
And even language
who has
barriers.
The experience? The language barrier, the second languages, people that speak, like my community, speak Creole, French. So they need to have somewhere they can go. Is one-stop shopping. I would like to see that happen, and I'm going to make it happen.
Well, hold it right there, because I definitely want to come back and get more details on that. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back. You're watching Beyond Focus TV. Stay with us. You're watching Beyond Focus TV. I'm Lydia Patel. It's a Mercedes 2021.
It's a big move.
It's going to be a big move. And I'm really excited about it because it is a long time coming. And for those who may not be familiar, what is your district? What parts of Brooklyn does it exactly cover? Because it keeps changing. The zonings are a little weird now.
As a matter of fact, that's one of the things that having a center too will address those kind of things that are important in the community, like the census when it's coming. A lot of people don't have no clue what it is, so we need to talk about it. Registering to vote and vote, making sure that we vote. That's very important. And the district cover like Canarsie area, Bergen Beach, Mill Basin, Mill Island, and all the way to Sheepshead Bay. So
that's all your district now?
It's a large district. But it's not all of the... when I say Canarsie, it's almost all Canarsie.
Yeah.
When we come to Mill Basin, yes, it's Mill Basin.
Probably like the King's Plaza
but the
little
King's
area.
Plaza going around, crossing all the way by the park, Avenue U, going down to Sheepshead Bay. But it's a little part of Sheepshead Bay. It's not the whole Sheepshead Bay area. But it's a large district. It's over 167,000 folks. But after the census, if there's more people in the district, they might kind of cut the district a little bit. But if our people do the census, they would know actually how many people. Then you probably have another district. They say there might be another one if the numbers, and according to the numbers that we know of, it should be more. But I'm praying that my people listening and do the census.
You could do it online.
The federal money, and census is very important. It's not just do the census, because the federal money we're talking about for the school, for extra money for your road, because let's say you supposed to have 50 people, right? And then they give you money for 50. In the meanwhile, you have 50,000 people. How are you going to cope on that? So those are the importance of the census. So if somebody say it has nothing to do with legal status,
Yes.
illegal student, people that come to visit and staying over for a long time, they all need to be counted, because that's part of the Medicaid we're talking about. That's how the federal money getting trickled down to the state, and then for you to get it award.
And they do not ask your status. You do not have to worry about that. It's like how many people are in the home. It's literally a very short questionnaire. You can finish it in less than 5 minutes. It's confidential.
Yeah.
Even if you're living with someone and you're not the primary person on it, you still get counted.
Yeah. Very important.
Super, super important. I think that deadline is towards August. It should be coming up.
August.
Yes.
So I'm encouraging everyone that watching to make sure you do the census and register to vote. We need to speak. The way you can speak to the elected official is making sure you do your census and making sure you register and vote, because vote make elected official think before they do any, and then get involved too. Not only just vote and ignore it, because that's the only job that I know of myself personally that don't have a check and balance with the people that they're working for, because every employer always check on their employee, except elected official, because we give them the pass and then we ignore it. So that's not the way. For me, that's why I'm going to be educating my folks. You can vote me in. If I don't do my job, vote me out. Vote people out. You cannot have people forever. No.
That is so amazing. How do people get in contact with you if they, I know it's still a little distance away, 2021, but if they want to start getting information on what you're doing, what's your social media and your pages, your website, all that good stuff?
My Facebook is open, is Mercedes Narcisse. You will see me, and I do a lot of activity. As a matter of fact, we do Occupy Corners too now. I add every now and then, whatever that comes. That's the focus. Right now we have a lot of gun violence, so we start occupying the corners where we talk to those young folks, and we have this young lady that's very active in the community, Monique Chandler Waterman, that's doing a lot of project with me. There's a lot of gun things that we want off our street.
Yep.
That's what I'm very involved in that, to understand our young folks, because we cannot ignore them. They're part of the society and they are the next generation to come. So we have to give them attention to see what is the problem that causing that. What's the problem and what is the solution? So that's what I'm about, to get the solution, to see what's going on with our community. So you can get me on Facebook. You can get me on Instagram. You put my name. I think I have a distinct name, Mercedes Narcisse. Mercedes the car, Narcisse is a perfume. So you cannot forget that. You combine that, Mercedes Narcisse, you will find me. Pop up in Instagram. I use my name for everything. So even for the campaign, Facebook and stuff, it would be the same, Mercedes Narcisse.
And
Mercedes
you have a quick
NYC.
Radio show that you also do.
Yes.
So you got to plug that.
I love that. The radio show is every Sunday, Radio Panu, from 4 to 5 o'clock. And I've been having a lot of listeners. I've been there for the past 8 years. And it's fun, and I do a lot of Zoom presentation with the doctors, with the detective, people in law enforcement, people that talking about generational wealth, because I want money to stay in our community, by the way. So I need to talk about that a lot, because we want to know, if you have a home, don't just leave the home like this. You have kids that you can pass it on, and you have trust. If you don't trust your kid, there's something they call trust. You can put your money in. You can organize. We need to be organized. We need to organize much more in our community. And if we have a house, why would we not keeping the house in the family? We
We're so quick to sell outside.
Yes.
For looking at the immediate prize, when they take it for that small amount, because they know they could get $2 million out of it.
Of course.
Which is business. We understand.
But we have to do
exactly. And we're not doing such a great job about that. And even ourselves, just learning from the mistakes that others, even our family, have made. Especially when you have immigrant parents who come here and they're trying to figure it out, but they pass the torch to you to come here and do better, and you have to keep doing better, because
we have to.
They come in, it's a struggle to come here and figure it out and try to get things set, and I understand that.
I do understand it. I told a group of folks I was talking to, I said, ever since our ancestors were removed from the continent of Africa, things haven't been to our favor. So we have to fight for everything that we earn, whether it was in Haiti or in Grenada or in Jamaica, a different part. So
it's just the boat stop that's different.
Yeah, things have been rough for us, for our ancestors. Now we have to put ourselves together and understand where we are as a society, as a nation, even the black nation, since we're talking about different things that are going on lately, the black issues. So once we understand where we came from, we'll understand where we're going. And this is a lot that way we kind of like having the mishap and finding ourselves in the world. We all black folks, we together. We're one nation. So once we're working, respect each other, and understand our history, we'll make much more progress. And understand the economic part, like I said, and the political part. United together, and be involved.
We have somebody right here who is versed on the political, versed on the economic. I mean, you know about business improvement districts and how the small businesses are important, the backbone of those things. And it broke my heart during COVID, especially like the month of April, to walk down and just see the whole of Flatbush basically closed.
We're going to have a lot of issues after the pandemic. We need people that have been tested, trusted, and to give you the leadership that you need in your community. You cannot hire anyone.
We got this right here. We're Mercedes, thank you so much. We're out of time, but we are definitely going to have you back before 2021 because we want to do another push. We need the people to come on board. So Mercedes for Council. Thank you. It's been awesome.
Thank you.
And as always, if you have any questions or comments, you can send us an email at info@beyondfocusmedia.com. I'm your host, Lydia Patel. Thank you so much for joining us. And we'll be back again next week. Same time, same place. You're watching Beyond Focus TV. Stay with us. Beyond Focus TV show wants and needs your feedback. Did we blunder? Please let us know so we can improve. Was the show helpful to you? Drop us a note so we can share the success with our staff members. Is there something you think we could do better? We welcome new ideas and new approaches to old ideas. Do you have a great suggestion? Let us know and we'll work on it. If you would like to share your comments anonymously, please send us an email at info@beyondfocusmedia.com. If you want to get in touch with the executive producer directly, send him an email at gene@beyondfocusmedia.com. We really look forward to hearing from you.